Parkland student and career victim David Hogg attending a Michael Moore event in Canada, perhaps hoping to fit in with his deranged host. He spewed a bunch of nonsense to the crowd. It quickly got him in trouble, but he didn't learn his lesson. Anti-Second Amendment activist David Hogg spoke at a Michael Moore event in Canada. Photo credit, screenshot/YouTube. It's been months since the tragic events of Parkland, Florida. Despite the many lives lost, the left has learned nothing. They've continued their anti-Second Amendment crusade, claiming that limiting guns is the answer to mass shootings. Since that time, more shootings have taken place. That's after several states implemented more gun control. It's almost as if limiting gun rights leads to gun violence. We've heard plenty about David Hogg. The former Parkland student has turned to politics to boost his profile. After graduating high school, he skipped college. For the last year, he's been buddying up with the very worst leftists, hoping to himself create a career out of being an idiot. He appeared in Canada, alongside Michael Moore, in a screening of Moore's new film. Sadly, they gave Hogg the microphone. He proceeded to prove Voyagers, who exploit tragedy for fame, should never be allowed to speak. Left-wing activist David Hogg made a fool out of himself in Canada late last week while joining leftist Michael Moore for the premiere of his anti-Trump propaganda film Fahrenheit 11 Nights. Appearing on stage with Moore at the Toronto International Film Festival, Hogg spoke to the Canadian crowd about saving America and turning their shame into votes. "I have a question for you guys, who's ready to save America? Who's ready to make America the country we say it is on paper and make it the actual country that it wants to be?" Hogg asked the Canadian crowd. "I think the most important thing to realize, however, is the problems we face as a country, whether it be water in Flint, Michigan or the amount of mass incarceration of people of color that can't vote." Hogg continued by suggesting that Canadians can donate money to political campaigns in the United States, which is a felony. After making the embarrassing remarks, Moore took the microphone away from Hogg. Source: Daily Wire, LOL. Moore must be getting pretty desperate if he thought that inviting David Hogg was a good idea. Why are they in Canada? Were they kicked out of America, finally? Or did they realize their ridiculous ideas about America could only be accepted by people outside the country? Maybe this was some kind of has-been leftist SAR and our retreat. Whatever the case may be, Moore made the massive blunder of inviting David Hogg to the event. Remember, David Hogg's only claim to fame is that he didn't die in the Parkland shooting. He has no credibility, insight, or life experience. What makes him any kind of expert or speaker of value? Nothing. Moore is scrapping the bottom of the barrel. Hogg can even speak with confidence on gun control, the one issue he's milked to get any kind of fame, but at this event, he goes on a deranged rant about saving America, to a bunch of Canadians. Why would Canadians care about saving America? They have their own problems to worry about. Was Hogg even told he was in Toronto? Or is he so stupid, he didn't realize Toronto was in another country? Quickly realizing his mistake, Moore takes the microphone away from the boy. Maybe Hogg would collect himself and learn from his gaffe. Maybe, if they give him the microphone again, he'll say something smarter. Nope. Nearly 10 minutes later, Hogg was briefly allowed to speak again. He called out to the IRS, which he hoped was watching him speak, and asked them to investigate President Donald Trump for getting $30 million from Russia via the NRA. Hogg, who has a tenuous relationship with the truth, has repeatedly spread this lie which he seems to have come up with on his own. Russia used the NRA to give Trump $30 million. Russia used the NRA to give Trump $30 million. Russia used the NRA to give Trump $30 million. Russia used the NRA to give Trump $30 million. Russia used the NRA to give Trump $30 million. #NRAGet